any way you want to, just come and lie down on the floor. That's it. So if you want to have a towel or a cushion or something underneath your head or your shoulders, do, just to sort of support yourself. So I'm just going to come and lie down on the floor like this. There we go. So just get myself into position. Okay, so lying down on the floor, so if your chin is pushed up towards the ceiling, I'd like you to try and just drop the chin down towards your chest a little bit. You'll feel the ears lengthen away from your shoulders. So for your body then, just sort of have a bit of a wiggle about and just sort of bring your shoulder blades so that they feel that they're flat on the floor. So with that then, and then come down to your back and your hips, so flatten your back and arch your back, and again just sort of come to the midpoint here so that you don't feel like your back is really arched up or really flat into the mat. So you want to have a sort of midway point here. So from here what I'd like you to do is place your hands on your lower abdominals for me, and we'll just do a little bit of candle breathing. Now because we're lying down, it will feel a little bit different to standing up. So your knees are in line with your hips. You can have them closer together if you wish, but just sort of see how you feel about that. So you breathe in to prepare, and then imagine you've got that big cake with 100 candles on, and blow out all the candles. And again, breathe in. And again, breathe out. So you'll notice towards the end of your out breath how your core and your abdominals all draw in together. And again, as you breathe in and exhale. So that's really good, so well done. So what we're going to do is we're going to start to articulate the spine by pressing the back into the floor and then releasing the pelvis. So again, you can keep your hands on your abdominals. If you are postnatal, just keep your fingertips on the linear albus, so the line from your belly button to your pubic bone and above that line. So if you know you've had an abdominal separation, just being aware of that. So just flattening your back into the mat and lengthening your spine. Now as you do that, and you've got your fingertips on your belly button, and you feel that you have, I suppose, it feels a little bit like a rift, the Rift Valley, so you feel like your abdominals are separating a little bit or they're sticking up, then you need to just keep your back flat on the floor, and we'll do an alternative. But if you don't feel any abdominal separation, then doing this is really good, and it's going to help to engage your glutes. If you are finding that you have an abdominal separation, what we're going to do is we're actually going to lift the hips up. So for those of you who are just doing a pelvic tilt with no abdominal separation, that's great. I'd like you to start to peel your hips up and then peel your hips down. If you are feeling that you've got an abdominal separation, what I'd like you to do is to push your hips straight up and straight down. And then you go straight up and straight down. So with no abdominal separation, I want you to pelvic tilt and peel. If you do feel like you've got an abdominal separation, press the feet into the floor, push the hips up and straight back down. So you will be, with both of those exercises, they're both going to give you equal strength and movement through your hips. It's just with the pelvic tilt and then the lift of the hips that will encourage the separation to occur. So word of warning about that: if you do have an abdominal separation, I want you to press the feet into the floor, push the hips up and bring the hips back down again. So this is for you. If you don't have an abdominal separation, this is also a great exercise for you. But if you want to feel that you have a bit more lengthening in your back, then pelvic tilt first and lift your hips. So it's very much down to you. You know your body, you know how it feels, you know how it's working. So I'm going to continue with the hip lift. So all these exercises are safe and usable for anybody who's got an abdominal separation. So from here, keeping your fingertips on your abdominals, I'd like you to press the feet down into the floor and push your hips up, and just push them to where's good for you, and then down and release the floor. So again, press the feet into the floor, push the hips up, feel your gluteal muscles engage, and then straight back down again. So if you're feeling happy and comfortable with that, I'd like you to take your hands by your side and take your fingertips so that they're on the floor. So press down with the feet and the fingertips, so it's a gentle pressure down, and push those hips straight up and then straight back down again. And again for me, press the feet into the mat, push the hips up and back down. So we're going to do 3 more. So press those feet and those fingertips, come back down and release. So let's add the breath. Breathe in to prepare. As you breathe out, blow out 50 candles, press down and push up, and you'll feel much more secure in that. And then down again. So again, as you breathe in and breathe out, blow out 50 candles, feel that connection, press down with the fingertips and feet, push the hips straight up and then down and release. So if you want to, from here, hug the knees in towards your chest and just circle the knees one way and then back round the other way. There we go. Perfect. So just come up to sitting. So from here, actually what we could do, if we come from sitting, so just take your knees to your side and your hands and just roll over and push yourself up nice and tall. And there we go. That's it. So it's very simple, very straightforward, but equally just bearing in mind how your abdominals are feeling. So if you do feel that when you pelvic tilt, you're getting that bit of separation, then just lift the hips straight up. So it's really, really important. But again, all movement is good. You need to be aware. And just if you do feel that abdominal separation, just being aware. If you feel something and you're not sure what it is, then please go back to your health visitor or your doctor or your midwife and just check it out and ask them to check for you if you do have an abdominal separation. There's nothing wrong with it. It's something that occurs very naturally. It actually occurs in a lot more people than we really sort of give it credit for. So it's not just mums who've had babies. It could be really fit people where their abdominals are really strong. It could be people who've put on and lost a lot of weight over the years. It could be men, it can be women, and it can be men as well. So we're not immune to this. It's not just restricted, or it's not just for girls, for mums who've had babies. Anybody can get one, but it's a natural process of the body just expanding to allow for extra room in the abdominal area. So the thing is once you've got it, you need to then be aware of it and just draw the abdominals in. And the best exercise for that is blowing out the candles on your cake. So big birthday cake, 100 candles, and blow them all out. But don't stop at 90, you've got to blow out the 100 candles. So we can just do that twice together. So as you breathe in, and then as you breathe out, feel that connection, breathe in again. And last time. And there we have it. I hope that was helpful and useful to you. If you want any more information or help with exercises, in connection with the abdominal separation, postnatal exercises early on, then please do get in touch, and I look forward to seeing you for another one of these exercise movements. And take care and